practiced mindfulness in my classroom. So I guess the first question is, do you like it? Do you like doing the mindfulness? Or do you feel, oh, we have to do mindfulness again? Yohari, what do you think? Do you like it?
Yes, I like it because it's give me like relax and calm and like when I need to do something I do it.
Very nice. What about you?
I like to do mindfulness most of the time because it gets me to remember things I usually forget, or it helps me to calm. Like after lunch, after I have to go back to class, and that's it.
How do you feel? And actually, let me ask, how did you feel the first time you tried it? Can you remember? How did you feel, and how did you make yourself more comfortable?
It was like good. It was not like problems. It was fine.
Okay.
For me, it was more easily because it was like for students the first time I did it 2 years ago. It was just for students in a little classroom, and I wasn't nervous at all. And Mrs. R was giving the instructions, and it was easy.
Um, how does it help you in school?
It's helped me in school because like when I have a test or something to do, I do it and I most concentrate and I most relax and I forgot that like whole problem I have that how to school.
Good. Okay.
I actually agree with you, Harry, because I did mindfulness the second time that I took the SATs, and my score raised 100 points each test.
Wow. Really? How did you do the mindfulness before the SATs? What did you do?
When I forget something that I know some teacher told me before, I just close my eyes and breathe in and breathe out.
And it helped you concentrate and
And
think.
remember, yeah.
Really? Excellent. That's good to know. Yohari, do you practice mindfulness before a test?
Yeah,
What do you
like
do?
sometimes, yeah.
Okay. What do you do?
I close my eyes and think about the day I can do what that and I breathe and relax and do it.
Good. I have to say, too, as a teacher, it's been a really nice thing to have my students work on mindfulness because the day can be so crazy and so loud, right? And so we have this maybe 2 minutes, not a long time, but 2 minutes of just quiet. And it's so different because the hallway is noisy and the cafeteria is noisy and usually our classrooms are noisy, right? And so it's just silent, and I think it's so amazing that students can do it, but it does take practice, right?
Yeah.
And so in my class, some students have a hard time, and we have a system that I have the hall pass right by the door, and if they feel like they are going to laugh, they can quietly get up, take the hall pass, and go in the hallway. And it has gotten now to the point that we don't really even need that very much, right? Nobody even has to really leave anymore. I have other students that sometimes take their chairs and turn around and face the wall so they don't see other students to be distracted. But I think now maybe one student does that. So it's gotten to the point that I think all the students are more comfortable. And also my students tell me when I start getting frustrated in class, right, because students are not listening or they aren't doing the work, what do you guys tell me? Miss Sook, breathe, breathe. And I'll go, and it helps kind of calm me as well. So it's been really nice practice in the classroom.
So what do you recommend to teachers who want to start? And if they feel a little nervous, what should they do if they want to start doing mindfulness?
It's been helpful to have Mr. Saro help because it's a little bit uncomfortable at first. It feels strange, and it's hard to manage the students, the gigglers, at first. But I have to say that pretty fast they all norm themselves. The first time maybe is a little uncomfortable, and then the second time is better, the third time is better, and then by that you're pretty much rolling. But I think it does help to have a second person just get you started.
And I think most teachers should do it like for brain break, because now teachers are not doing brain breaks in any class. At least in 12th grade. I don't know in other grades.
It's a good idea to think about using it as a brain break. Because in my class we usually do it in the beginning of class as a way to kind of settle and begin the day. But as a brain break would be nice. It's a good idea.
So, Romel, what do you recommend to students who they feel uncomfortable or they feel, weird when they do it? How can they help themselves to get more calm?
Usually when I feel weird doing it because maybe I did it in the start of the day in one class, or maybe I'm just tired, I just don't close my eyes. I breathe in and breathe out, but I don't close my eyes.
Yeah.
And Romel has done already the soft belly breathing. What do you think about that? How is that better or different, or is it about the same?
I think it depends how you concentrate, because for me it's the same actually, because when I started to do mindfulness, I just saw you doing that, and I thought it was how you were supposed to do it, and I has always do the soft belly breathing.
Any other comments on what students can do if they feel uncomfortable or if they feel like they don't want to do it? What should they do if they say, I don't want to try?
I think a good norm in a classroom is that nobody should have to do it. So if, as long as they're quiet, I have one student that to this day still has a really hard time doing it, and she will just put her head down, and that's okay. And I think that you just don't make a big deal about it. You let them do that. That's their space, and kind of ignore it. The other students ignore it as well, and the ones that want to do it benefit from it. And even the ones that don't want to, there's nothing wrong with putting your head down for 2 minutes and just relaxing in silence. I think we don't have that enough. And I would be willing to bet that even the student that puts her head down is probably doing a little bit of mindfulness on her own, just in her own way.